Now there are many ways that you can actually prepare your lobster to be stuffed. You can cut your lobster in half, totally in half. You can literally butterfly and splay your lobster. You can do like what I'm doing, cut the lobster and bring the lobster meat on top, all for presentation purposes. I think it looks really radical. I think it looks really nice. And there are so many ways that you can do this. So for me, it's to find out what works best for you and whatever you're comfortable doing. Now, your lobster comes in all different sizes. And in this instance, big doesn't always mean the best flavor. In actual fact, sometimes the bigger the lobster, the harder, and the harder, the chewier, the tougher the actual lobster meat. So what I'm working with today are 4 to 5 ounce lobster tails. The base of the stuffing is cooling down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to prep your lobster. So you've got two lobsters, and that's ideal for dinner for 2 people. So I'm going to show you this process, guys. Okay, on the board here, I actually have a pair of kitchen shears, which are very important, nice and sharp. I have a couple of lobsters that I've already prepped. I've pulled the meat through, and that's how he looks inside. And we're going to actually fill that particular cavity with the lobster, with the crab stuffing that we're making. Okay, guys? It just sits on top. It just makes for a really nice presentation. Okay. So what I do is I'm going to just slide this one over. I'll slide that over for a second. What I do is these little fin things on the back, I always cut all of this off. I just trim this off with the scissors. Trim them off. Trim them off. And then we're going to actually cut down the front of the lobster. And one of the things that I'd like to point out, if you've never actually used lobster before, they've got some little sharp points. I don't know if you're able to see those. You've got some sharp points, and I actually cut those off because I would really hate if I was making this for anybody and they went to pick up the lobster and they got stuck, because they are very sharp. Even on the sides here, they're sharp, and the lobster has that on that. It's protection so he doesn't get eaten. Unfortunately, it didn't work in this instance. Okay, and I just trim those all off. Right, to trim the lobster, here we've got, that would be the front, that would be the head, and that would be the tail. Yeah, and so you take your kitchen scissors, and in the middle, as far as you can get it, you take it and you cut all the way down to the tail. And here comes the fun part. Open it up a little bit. Doesn't matter if it cracks. You don't want to crack too much. Well, you don't want to crack the shell into oblivion, because you want it to stand back up. And you open it, and then you start pulling the meat out. You just start pulling the lobster meat out. Gently pull it out, but you don't pull it out all the way. Some people actually take it all the way out. I don't, and then they'll use toothpicks. Close it and you lay it on top. Yeah? Okay, guys? Let's do this side just a little bit so it looks nice and even. There you go. And it'll be like that. I have one more here that I need to do. And then what I will do with those is, I will rinse that. I'll rinse that off. I'm going to rinse these off, pat them dry, and then they're ready to go to be stuffed. Alrighty, gently take the meat out. Sometimes it can give you a fight, but you know what? I'm gonna win this fight. Close it up. And it just sits on top like that. Okay. And there was nothing in here to clean out, but that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you can find a vein in here, and that is the digestive tract, and you need to pull that out, scrape it away, and of course rinse it off. Okay guys, here's the lobsters that we have actually taken the meat out, cracked everything that we did to prepare it, and we are just going to fill the cavity. So I'm asking Mr. Cameraman, can you see what I am doing? Yes, I have an affirmative. So we're just going to get some of the stuffing, and literally we are going to, and usually I do this the other way around, so if I look awkward, it truly means that I am awkward, because usually I do this the other way around. But we have some crab stuffing here, and literally that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill the cavity. Now guys, don't overfill it to the point where it's packed in and there's no room, because you do want the stuffing to warm all the way through. That's really, 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 really important. Okay guys. Yep, I think that's enough in there. Bring that over, and I know we had toothpicks here, and I'm just going to secure the end with a toothpick. Okay, so you just secure the end with a toothpick. Alright, so that's that, and then once again I'm going to turn that one to face me, as it will be easier. Move the lobster meat back, open the lobster shell, put a generous amount in, but again, don't overfill it. A generous amount in. Make sure you push the actual stuffing into the tail of the lobster, so it goes into the tail, and that can use just a bit more. Put just a little bit more, and that should be it. And again, don't over pack it, don't overstuff it, because you do want the lobster dressing, stuffing to be warm. He's kind of crooked, but that's okay. You cover him up, and we will secure this with a toothpick. All right. And then literally, I'm going to rinse my hands off, guys. Alright, I'm going to drizzle, and you can use olive oil, again you can use butter. I'm going to drizzle avocado oil, this is the oil of choice for me, over the actual meat to help keep the meat moist. And that was more than a drizzle, if you saw that. I kind of poured that out on there, and just cover that. And then we're going to actually give it a nice sprinkle of salt and paprika. This one needs just a tad more, and that's it. And again guys, as I said, you can use butter if you choose. I choose not. Alrighty then, I'm going to sprinkle, nice generous sprinkle of salt, and remember that there is the crab meat in itself is salty, so do remember that. And we're going to sprinkle with smoked paprika, and that's it guys. Hey, and we are ready. Now when we're going to put this back into the refrigerator for about an hour, 2 hours, and what that does is it allows the actual it allows the crab meat dressing to actually come together, marry, and it allows it to cook, for me at any rate, it allows it to cook a lot better. It's a lot more even, and everything just comes together nicely. Now when we do go to cook this, we're going to cook it in the oven at 375 degrees, and we are going to add 2 tablespoons of water to the cooking dish. And we do this because it creates a steamy environment and it allows the actual lobster meat, in addition to the crab meat in the dressing, to remain moist, because you don't want it to be dry, you don't want it to be rubbery, and it allows it to remain moist. So we're going to cook it at 375 for about 18 to 20 minutes, and we're going to check it to make sure it's just right, because the inside has to be hot. Okay guys, so we're going to do that. But first of all, we're going to put it into the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Like, you know, if you're having people coming for dinner, you can do this all in the morning. You can set all this up in the morning, and in the evening, you just take it out and you just pop it into the oven, and it's done. And you'll look brilliant. You look absolutely brilliant, let me tell you. So we're going to pop this into the fridge. So we will come back when this has been baked and done. Okay guys, for this baked for approximately 26 minutes, and the last minute or so I actually put the broiler on just to intensify the color on the top. So this is your baked stuffed lobster with crab, avocado and serrano peppers, and I plated one up already, and here it is. Doesn't it look lovely? And I know this tastes good, guys. I know this tastes good. And that being said, I am going to have a quick taste of the stuffing, and then I'm actually going to have my dinner. This actually goes really well with a salad. You can actually make this with, say, a vegetable or a mushroom risotto, even a asparagus risotto. You could have this just by itself. You can have this with so many things, but for right now I'm going to give it a little try. A little bit of lobster and the stuffing. Ooh. Ooh, that's really good. That is really, really, really good. It's also very, very hot. That was really good. This was in the oven for approximately 26 minutes, and part of that time I had the lobster under the broiler. So guys, I'm gonna eat. I'm actually gonna have this with a salad, just a basic green salad with spring greens, with a pink lady vinaigrette. I juiced some apples and made a pink lady vinaigrette. So I'm gonna get ready to eat. But guys, this is absolutely wonderful. I hope you try it. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Come on, let's eat. Damn, that's good.